Hi, my name's Mark Nieto with Grit Automation, and today we wanted to show and explain how you can implement the Grit automation system into your home shop. So whether it's large or small, Grit has devices to satisfy any tool that's out there. Many of our customers sometimes don't realize that the Grit automation system can apply to a small personal shop, typically because they see it in large universities or larger shops and think that it might be too much for them. But we're here today to explain and show that Grit is sized for any size shop, including your small home shop. So let's get started and we'll show you the types of devices you're going to need. To begin with, every Grit system, no matter what, starts with the Grit hub, and it's the brains of the operation. And you'll pick a spot centrally located in your shop to put it. So on the side of the hub, there's a QR code that's generated when setting up your system for the first time. On the front of the hub, you'll see three buttons: the lock, unlock, and bind button. When you come into your shop, you can simply unlock your entire shop by the press of a button, and the green light indicates that all of your tools are now accessible and ready for use. The bind button in the middle is when setting up your shop. It's what communicates and allows new devices into the Grit system. Power and Ethernet cable on the bottom. The Grit hub can be connected to your local network by either using an Ethernet cable, and there's a jack on the bottom here. You can connect wirelessly to your network, or the Grit hub can operate by itself without any internet connection. And an antenna and programming eye and ventilation on the other side. Again, every Grit system starts with the Grit hub. It is the brains of the operation, and it's going to communicate with every other device that is part of your home shop system. After the Grit hub, you're going to add a trigger to every tool in your shop. Grit offers an entire spectrum of triggers, ranging from 120 volts all the way up to 483 phase. The Grit trigger monitors power and can tell whether your tool is on or not. The LED indicator light on top of each trigger will illuminate red or green, showing whether the tool is locked or unlocked. And this is what enables Grit to automate your dust collector. The Grit trigger also allows for locking and unlocking the tool in your shop. This is done simply by pressing a button on the hub or in the Grit app. After putting triggers on each one of the tools in your shop, the next thing you'll want to do is add a collector device to your collection system. In this example, we have a 120 volt collector, and we're just adding our device in line with the collector. And it's as simple as plugging it in and it into the wall. Grit offers 120 volt, 220 volt magnetic switch collectors, an IR RF collector device, which is if your collector has a remote, as well as a VFD device, your variable frequency drive. The next thing to add to your automated collection system is the Grit gate control. The Grit gate control retrofits onto your existing blast gate, so there's no need to take apart existing systems. You add the Grit gate control device to your existing metal blast gate. Grit offers sizes from 2.5 inches all the way up to 12 inches. The Grit gate control devices are powered with a 9 volt power supply. It's done easily by daisy chaining all of your gates together to the one power supply instead of needing an outlet for each location. The Grit gate control has a visual indicator of being red or green, showing whether it's open or closed. Green being open, red being closed. Once you've installed the entire Grit system into your shop and configured it with the Grit app, you simply just use your tools in your shop and things are automated. I can come and use my spindle sander and my disc drum sander and my table saw, and I don't have to think about any configuration at this point. So I can show you that I'm going to turn on all three tools, and the collector and the blast gates configure themselves automatically. I can even come to my table saw, and here we'll see that we actually have branch gates that are going to be responsive also. So I have all of these gates open, and I can walk around and use whatever tool I need. So you can see that I've done nothing other than go up to my tools and use them. This leads into the design of your shop. You can do things differently than with a manual system. You're able to put blast gates in higher locations, out of the way. The Grit gate control system is highly adaptable to any shop. Grit can do a variety of configurations. Something you can add on to your dust collection system is a Dustbin Sensor. Older systems typically don't have them, some of the newer ones do. Simply drill a hole in the top, insert the sensor, and tighten the nut on the underside. Also, we have a red light that indicates whether your dustbin is full or not. It's important that after emptying your dustbin that you clean off the sensor to ensure you don't have false readings. Grit also offers a way to automate your air filtration system by using Grit's air quality device. Simply plug your air filtration system into it and it into the wall. It satisfies IR and RF remotes, as well as just being able to turn your air filtration system on or off using the Grit app. User levels can be put in, meaning the activation level you want your collector to turn on can be adjusted however you see fit. The Grit air quality device brings air through the side and samples it, and depending on the user activation level, can turn on or off your air quality system. If you have an RF remote, all you have to do is plug your device in. If your device operates off of an IR remote, Grit has a sensor that you run to the eye on your air filtration system. The Grit air quality device can also be activated by a Grit trigger. For example, if when you use your table saw, you know that you want your air filtration system on, it can automatically do that before it actually reaches the user levels that you set. So we hope this shows how the Grit automation system can be implemented into your own home shop and how it can make the quality of your time better. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us help you design the Grit automation system that's right for you.